What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and Dope Living TV.
Yo, this is Tony Terry, and you're watching Dope Living TV.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver, and whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
What's up? We watching Dope Living TV. What you watching?
Yo, welcome to Dope Living TV. Dope Living TV. Dope Living TV. We got it all. Come and see. Yeah. You see. Dope Living TV. Dope Living TV. Yeah. Check us out. Come and see.
What's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. It's Dope Living TV Live. I'm not going to do it this time. I'm going to let Steve. Go ahead, Steve.
This is Dope Living TV Live, and the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live show are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. And if you don't like it,
man. You know what to do.
What's the last part?
and if you don't like it, then get your own damn show.
My God. What's up, y'all? Let's see here. So tonight, which it's just a filler night, so I just figured we'd talk about the book that Gina. Well, I'm not going to even say that right now. I'm gonna put it in perspective. But I got a book out. It's called Greg Gray. That's me. Peace and Power: The Black Man's Guide to Balance in Life, Love, and Business. And I want to just go through the process that I went through, and then Gina's going to tell you guys the right way to do it, okay? Because you shouldn't have to be coaxed into writing something that's a part of you, and that's what happened with me. I got really, really not necessarily coaxed, but encouraged. Okay, my sister always looks out for me, but she kind of got on me hard about this book. Okay, so again, it's peace and power. I abridge it. You know, I know the black man's part in this and that. First of all, Gina, thank you for pushing me. But let me ask you this. Somebody said I shouldn't have put the black man's guide. I should have just put the guide.
Well, they can't tell you how to do your book. You do it based on, your experiences. Honestly, black men are going to relate to you because you are a black man. And
that's what I said, Gina. I'm a black dude, so I wouldn't say everybody. I can't relate to everybody.
Right. I'm sure there's plenty of books out there for other, nationalities, but this is specific to who you wanted to hit with. So that's who you wanted to, connect with. And so that's what you did. And there's nothing wrong with it. Don't let anybody tell you it is. And
it's a great read. I will tell you this, brother. I read it. It is a great read.
It's a flip book, and I appreciate that, Steve. Like I said, I'm my hardest critic, okay? But it's but I got the stamp of approval from Gina, who's been doing this a long time, okay? So that was let me start off because when Gina and I met her at a post office, and she had some books and everything and this and that, okay? And that's what kind of got me started on saying, well, maybe I should write a book, but I never did. I just started putting pieces, said this piece. I literally wrote a page here, page there, couple of sentences here, couple of sentences there. And one day last year, I said, Gina, can you read this? She said, what? She said, a book? I'm like, yeah, I wrote a book. And she read it. She gave me her honest opinion about it. And Gina, let's just run through all of that we did back in the day.
Yeah, you talked about for years. I'm gonna. People keep telling me I should write this book. I always tell people, when you write a book, it's not for you. It's for others, because that book will make an impact with other individuals. So you got to take yourself out the equation when you're talking about writing a book. It isn't for you. Sometimes it's therapy for people when they've gone through, some challenges in their life, sometimes the writing will help, just like journaling helps. But in the end result is for those individuals who didn't have the strength or don't have the strength to get through what you've been through, or even a guideline to, some of the things that may help them get through it. So you kept talking about it and talking about it. And I was
did.
like, yeah, talk to me when you write it.
She did. It wasn't mean. It wasn't a mean way. It's like, you know what? Don't talk about it. Be about it. I'm tired of hearing about it. Then other people will come on the show, and authors will come on the show. And I mention it, and they say, "Well, where is it at?" And Gina's like, "Well, he ain't wrote it yet." All right. So one day, I said, "I'm gonna surprise my sister," and I popped it on her, and she was like, "What?" I'm gonna read it. She read it. She read it. I mean, immediately read it. There was a couple of things.
I didn't believe he wrote it.
Right.
I didn't. I'm like, you didn't write this.
Being around Gina made you want to write.
No, being around Gina, you have to do something literary. You got to do something. If you're not speaking correctly, she, I know my sister so well. I can look at her. I can look at her face and tell what mood she in. Okay, don't fuck with me, mood. Okay, you can. That's my one word. You can tell that. Okay, I'm proud of you, mood. You can tell that. Okay, you need to do better, mood. You can tell that. Okay, that's why.
That is so hilarious that you're saying that, because I met a lady in the restaurant, just random, and it wasn't even about books. She was inviting me to a spa party, and we got into books. Now, don't tell me how. I don't know how the conversation always get to that. And she has 5 books that she wrote that are not published. And she called me a couple of days ago. She's ready to move forward with publishing her books. And these books, I think she said she started writing them about 7 years ago. So it's funny that you're saying that when you're around Gina, you feel like you got to write a book, or you got to get it out there, or you got to finish what you started. And it's funny you say that, because she called me to find an editor to edit her books. And I got her in touch with our author, Patricia Wallace. She's doing editing now. I actually sent her another referral, and she had finished editing that person's book, and it was a good relationship. So I'm just laughing because you said that, and I think back to the lady that I just met.
It's facts. Now it's amazing. Hey, Natalie. Hey, Bobby. How y'all doing? Okay. I called Natalie.
Hey, Nat.
I called Natalie as well. I talked to Natalie. Did I speak to her? I don't know how it was, but we spoke, and she encouraged me as well, because I told her, Gina was. I gave it to Gina, and I think I let her read it as well, and she gave me some great encouragement as well. So I mean, you're being afraid to do anything is a travesty, okay? But being afraid to write a book, because Gina gave me some great advice. She said, and she just said it a little while ago, it's really not for you, and what in your experience, your journey can help others. And I wasn't thinking about it like that, because I was like, okay, like I said, I wrote a page here. I could literally, if I could find it, I got pages everywhere, but they're like one line here, 2 lines there, and a couple of them are just balled up, and then I unfolded them when I said, let me do this, because if I don't do it right now, I'm not going to do it. So I wanted to go through a couple of things. Again, it's peace and power, and you guys can ask me any questions that you want. Okay, I'll answer them. But it's peace and power, and as I said, someone said, why did you name it The Black Man's Guide to Balance in Life, Love, and Business? Because I'm a Black man, okay? And I've learned a lot about life, love, and business, where, I'm able to talk about my journey. And if my journey works for you, or can inspire you to do something better, different, then so be it, all right? Now, the first chapter was the mirror test and knowing who you are. I think everybody, because I didn't know who I was. I really didn't, all right? Everybody needs to take a step back and look at themselves, and you all cut me off when you get ready, okay? To understand who we are. Because as a Black man, people always look, especially the head of a household or the black man that's going to be leading something. They look for us to always be grinding nonstop, take care of everybody, do everything for everybody, and then as tired as you are, as painful as it might seem sometimes, they expect to see you smile like you're not hurt, like you're not tired, you know. And I had to learn that, you know, I got to look out for me. I got to find out who I am first. Comment on that, Steve.
I mean, you got to know who you are to help anybody. So, and if you given, like you say, the mirror test, you have to know you. You can't even, and I speak on that a lot in general because you don't really know your passion or what you're supposed to do until you learn yourself. Because you might think that's what you were supposed to do, but once you learn you, God shows you what your mission is, not was, because it's a present.
So, Gina, I'll put this in the book. You and I'm gonna read it verbatim. You're a man with emotions, dreams, and fears, and it's okay to admit that, because when you ignore that part of you, that's when the burnout hits. That's when you start snapping on your girl, losing focus at work, or questioning your purpose. Does that sound true?
Say that again.
You're a man with emotions, dreams, and fears, and it's okay to admit that, because when you ignore that part of you, which I did, that's when the burnout hits. That's when you start snapping on everybody, your girl, your mom, your brothers, and you lose focus at work or questioning your purpose. You get the burnout.
Well, I'm not a man, so Steve, you probably can go more into it.
But I'm saying, as a person who knows your energy, you know, and what drives you, you know, because you did read the book, and I know you kind of put yourself in a different place when you read the book, because that's what we're supposed to do when we read books. We take ourselves out of reality and go somewhere else.
But you know what? As I was reading the book, I thought about some of the men in my life,
right?
You know, and the struggles that they went through, knowing that some of the things that are in the book they've experienced or they've touched on in some type of way. So it's not all, you know, I'm a man, I got to read this book. It's really, you can read the book as a female and understand a man and their struggles a little bit more, because they, you know, generally men go through a lot of the same things. They want to be strong. They want to be the head of the household. They want to take care of their family. They all have those fears that one day, you know, I may not be able to do that. If I get sick, I can't do it. If I lose my job, I can't do it. They have those same fears and they have those same struggles. So even as a woman, I just, like you said, I was in another, I don't know how to, atmosphere. That's the best way I can explain it. I was in another atmosphere thinking about, you know, my husband went through this. My son went through this same exact thing. So that helped me to understand, you know what, men have these same struggles, some of these same struggles as in this book.
And that's like when you spoke on that and you spoke the emotional engine.
Yeah.
That, you know, we do get angry, and it's like we're not supposed to express it. You know, all these things we're supposed to hold in. And, you know, that's a lose-lose situation for anybody, man or woman, black or white.
Absolutely.
But you know what?
Go ahead, sis.
You can't really even address those things until you identify those things.
You have to know. Exactly.
So, so, you know, sometimes men have a hard time identifying those things because you're taught differently. You know, you're taught to be strong. You're taught you don't cry. You're taught you don't shed tears. You're taught that you have to be strong all the time. And so it's hard sometimes for them to even know I have these struggles.
Yeah.
Right. To be able to live, you know, because like you say, most men, we grow up thinking that we can live without a weakness.
Which I did. I honestly did think that.
And I did too, until I was forced to realize I had a weakness, and it was just one that I couldn't hide from.
And see, that's why I use the the analogy about the emotional engine, because
Right.
a lot of people don't you got to break. Sometimes you got to break down that path. Okay, so your car break down, and you lift the hood up to check it, but when your piece, and this is part of the book, when your piece breaks down, most of us just keep going. You know what I'm saying? We got to check ourselves. I called it the mental oil. We got to check ourselves and ask ourselves these questions. Am I tired, or am I just uninspired? Am I angry, or am I just unheard? Am I working hard or running from something? And I had to ask myself all of these questions, all right, while I'm sitting there underneath this sliding board construction, thinking about my life and where's it going to go. I had to check myself. You know what I'm saying? So I put that in the book as part of the path that I had to go through. Another portion of that is we got to define success on our terms. A lot of people go out there and they look at other people on social media, on TV, and say, well, damn, I want to be just like that. No. You got to be just like you. Whatever you're growing, whatever you're trying to be, you have to be just. And when I say you have to be in this, I say that in my terms, discussing me, all right, about what I did in order to get my peace and my power. I'm not telling you have to do this and it's going to work, okay? But that's the way that I'm talking. And Gina, if I'm saying this the wrong way in author's terms, please correct me at any time. Stop me and say, bro, that's not the way you should say it, because I don't know. I can only speak the way I speak. And, like I said, Gina's literary. Her world is literary. She taught many people the proper way. Not saying she took them and, put a pencil in her hand and said, okay, and grabbed their hand and said, okay, now you write like this. No, she taught them how to, what's the word, emote? Taught them how to put words together to make sense, okay? In the Distinguished Authors Guild, as she does that, they don't let every book go through. There's some book with, and I don't understand why people would do this anyway. If you're putting something out there for the world to read, you don't spell check, you don't check grammatical errors, you don't check punctuation, you don't do that. Gina, how important is that in a book? And did I mess up with that?
No, that's why I didn't think you wrote the book. There were no errors. I'm always looking for errors. This is the thing. If you want your book to be successful, you have to invest in it. That's any business. If you don't invest in your business, how is it going to be successful? So it's important for you to invest in your book, because your book is a business. And a lot of authors, they come through and they don't look at it as a business. It is a business. And so when you look at what happens when you have a book, when you read a book full of errors, the errors distract you from what the message, from the message that the book is trying to give you. Because now I'm looking at, they misspelled this, and that word is supposed to be THERE, not THEIR. And so now you're not even thinking about the message in the book or the story in the book. You're just caught up in all of these errors that's taking place. Not only that, but how many award-winning books have you read that have errors?
Right.
0.
Well, Gina,
I get a lot of people to come to me and say, well, you're a little bit too strict. This is a good book. It's just a couple of errors. I don't know why you can't let the book get nominated. But you know what? We should invest in ourselves. We should invest in our books. They should have invested in an editor so that they didn't have even the 1 or 2 errors that they have.
I agree, Gina. And now you told me all that. I'm going to make sure when I send a message, it's going to be through voice message. Because I don't know if it's TOO or TO.
Let me tell you, man, before I sent that to Gina, because she got the very first transcript of it. Before I sent it to her, and Gina, I don't think I told you this, but man, I think I went over about 5 or 6 times, because I know how much of a perfectionist she is with this literary world. So I went over 5 or 6 times. Does this make sense? Let me read it. A lot of stuff I changed before I sent it to her, but I'm reading it. Okay, should I put a comma here? Should I have put a period here? Should I have kept on with the same thought, or should I have ended that thought and do it? I went through, because I said, when I send this to Gina, if she tell me it sucks, I'm gonna be disappointed in myself, and I will never write another. I won't write another sentence. All right.
That was my fear too. I would say, like, before I ever wrote anything about marriage, that was a fear of mine. Punctuality and where to put it. You know, I wouldn't go into spell checks and all that because I'm trying to write it the way I feel it.
Yeah.
But then, you know, it was like, you know, you felt it wrong.
Like I said, if anybody wants to really know how to structure your book, see Gina. She'll tell you. She'll explain to you. It may not be the most pleasant conversation if you send her a manuscript with a bunch of junk in it. It may not be a pleasant conversation. I'm not going to say it won't be a pleasant. It might not be what you want to hear. Okay.
Well, anytime I'm sorry to
No, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good.
But the first thing I ask when someone asks me to read their manuscript, if they want constructive criticism, because some people, this is their baby.
Yeah.
Some people are very sensitive about their writings, and sometimes they can take it in a bad way. And so I ask that question up front. And if they tell me, give me your honest opinion, then I'm going to give my honest opinion. And now if they come back and they're upset about my honest opinion, then there's nothing I can say, because I asked you up front if you wanted my honest opinion, and I gave that to you.
That's like the lady asked
me as a writer, as an author, please give me the honest opinion. I don't want to put anything out there that people are going to frown upon. And if I can't take that, then what? Then just put out, don't even ask anybody to proofread it or be your beta reader. Don't even ask. Just put it out the way you want it.
I looked at it like that's you know, I use it all the time. That's like the big girl saying, do I look fat in these jeans? Okay. You want my honest opinion? I'm gonna give it to you. If you don't want my honest opinion, man, you
don't ask you.
I was trying to find you, Iman. Whatever the model is, you heard. Okay, you look good in them jeans. You want to lie, but I can't lie to you. So I put in the book my daily check-in. Okay, and I still do this to this day. I've been doing this for years, but didn't understand it fully until I actually wrote the book. Every morning I look at myself and I say, you know, if I can't look in the mirror, I talk to myself and I say, do I want peace today or do I want power today?
Oh yeah. If
I need peace, I gotta slow down. You know, take stock in myself. If I need power, I gotta lock in, because and that creates the balance. You know, you gotta know how to balance which one to tap into and when to tap into it. So you're not gonna have peace every day. You're not gonna have power every day, but you gotta know when to turn them on. That's how I came up out of that situation. I learned how to turn them on and off. Which one did I want today? Peace or power? So the second one, after I did start coming up, I had to learn how to move, you know, how to strategize myself, get my mindset into a money mindset. And people always say that you know, money is the root of all evil. It's not, to me. You know, if you have both of them, the money and the power, then you learn how to handle them wisely, that creates your financial peace. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead. No, interject anytime, bro.
There's one thing you said in that part with the money and the mindset about the comparisons is robbing yourself of peace. I understood that. So that hit. That hit. I wanted to get that in there because when I read that, I was like, yeah, I feel like I said, it was a great read.
We're always trying, and I appreciate that, bro. We're always trying to do more sometimes than what we can. And we trying to, there was a song a long time ago, or a saying a long time ago, we're trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I mean? And I wrote in the book, my chapter 3 is in someone else's chapter 20. My time is mine. Okay? Theirs is there. Power isn't about controlling anything, it's about responsibility. okay, to yourself, you know,
Right.
and the real power will uplift you. It will protect you. And as I started learning these things, I felt more confident in myself because once I had and lost, man, my confidence level was on the ground. I couldn't do. If y'all knew me back then, man, I wish y'all did, because I probably would have got up quicker. Okay, but if y'all knew me at that time, well, Steve, you did know me, but you didn't know what was going on with me.
Right.
If y'all knew me at that time, man, I was at my lowest, but you couldn't tell because again, every day I'm trying to create my peace and my power. So I'm not telling everybody my malady. I'm not telling everybody why I'm so sad. Well, I mean, not why I'm so sad, but why bad things are happening to me. I'm not telling anybody that, okay? Because I'm protecting my peace, and I'm still showing my power. You know, so as I learned how to navigate those and put them together, that created the strength for me. You know what I mean? And Steve, I know you know, as you're doing the epilepsy enlightenment, it's a challenge. You got to learn how to get everybody involved and then create the right message. There's somebody I heard today saying when you are talking, and I don't think any of us do this, we have we have to take a breath as opposed to saying and you know, we got to pause, because if we don't and we're saying then we're going to lose our audience. They're going to wonder if you really know what you're talking about. You know, it's okay to flub a word, but if you put the okay, a pause lets them think about what you just said. Okay, if you're not ready to bring the next thing out, a pause lets your audience think about what you just said. As opposed to saying and duh and all of that stuff. It's like, does he really know what he's talking about? Is it stupid? You know, I mean, I'd rather pause. If you guys ever notice, sometimes when I'm talking, I rarely say I rarely do. If you listen, go back on these 1,500 shows, don't come out that much because I stop. And if I don't have the thought together, I'll pause so that I can get this ready. People can think about it. But see, the beauty part about what we do here is like when there's a pause, somebody else come in. So we really don't have to worry about all of that and this and that. We cover it. You know what I mean? I went to chapter 3. It was called The Love, Loyalty, and Leadership at Home. Because home is not just where you sleep, it's where you recharge your batteries. It's where you can have all the discussions in the world and not have to worry about anybody judging you. You shouldn't have to, but not have to worry about anybody judging you. So when I created the home in my under the sliding board house that I had, I just knew that, yes, I slept there, but I was able to recharge and think, talk to God. I ain't had no window, so it was easy to talk to him. He was right there. All right. It was easy. But I had, again, at the beginning of every piece and portion of my life, I had to understand who I am. Everyone is always saying, and they still say it to this day, you just don't understand, G. You was the creator of this, and you was the God of this, and you was the this and that. And I'm like, for me, and Gina, you correct me if I'm wrong, for me, I was just doing something I like to do, and it just happened to resonate with a lot of people. Am I right? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong when people are trying to create, and maybe some people do it for selfish reasons, but I did it because, number one, I love music. Number two, I wanted to create something that would last. I wanted to try to create some generational wealth for my son. And number three, I love doing it. I never thought it would take me to where I was and where I am now, but I just like doing it. I didn't understand when people would see me ask for autographs. I'm like, no, give me your autograph. And they'd be like, for what? And I'm like, well, for what? Why do you want mine? I wasn't aware of the power that we had until I lost everything. There's my pause.
You have to look at it as you didn't lose everything. you actually gained everything, because sometimes we go through those challenges to grow us. If do you have to think about, would you be where you are now if your life hadn't went there? If you hadn't experienced what you
Wow.
experienced,
I
would
never
your
thought about
life still be the same as it is now? Probably not.
it. No.
And
No.
so you had to be taken there in order for you to get where you are now. And so a lot of times we think when those doors close, and you talked about this in the book, we think a door is closed in our face, but it's actually a door opening. We thought that was the door we were supposed to go through, but it
It's,
really wasn't. That was our choice. And so when we follow the paths that God wanted us to take, we end up where we should be. And sometimes when we hard-headed, we don't want to listen and we want to do it our way, we have to fall and scrape and get cuts and knocked upside the head
facts.
before we finally end up where He wants us to be.
Facts.
And so when you say that you fail, you didn't really fall. That was a lift, because then that's what pivoted you to where you are now.
Man, I had to remember too, Gina, that for me, peace was a choice. It's a daily choice, and I have to ask myself: do I want to be right all the time, or do I want peace? And sometimes in the house, you got to admit when you're wrong. It's not all about the argument. Sometimes you can say my bad and keep the house going. You know what I mean? My other one was brotherhood and boundaries. That was kind of a hard one to do for me, because I looked at the fact that a lot of the brothers that I had, they really weren't there for me. They weren't out. They wanted to ride my coattails and do what I did up to a point, but they weren't there for me. So I did write that no man wins alone in the brothers and business, brotherhood and boundaries. No man wins alone. I'm reading verbatim right here. You got to build your circle, talk to brothers, mentor young men, network with them, and build purposely. But most importantly, set your boundaries. You can't give anybody. It's like I've said this before. I'm never giving anybody the keys to my car. You can sit on the passenger side or sit in the back, but you're not going to have the keys to my car. Period. I protect my energy. I say no. I've learned the power of no. I think we all have learned the power of no. And I truly believe that iron sharpens iron, but you cannot stay in a relationship, work relationship, business relationship, brotherhood, if it's not working for you. If it's not elevating you, you can't stay in that. There's a lot of people, again, and I'm quite sure we've all done. Gina told me so many stories since then, in this time that I've known her, where people, they mistake her kindness for weakness. People, man, look. Again, I talk about my sister because I know her. Gina, the wrong one to mistake your kindness for weakness, y'all. You don't think just because she got this pretty face and smile all the time and got nice words and the words come out all melodic and stuff like that she won't bite you. Okay, with words. Gina's not a pushover. Steve's not a pushover. We literally have each other's back. Okay, but part of our cog, our bicycle wheel, Spike, is gone now. One of the strongest members of our team, Maurice Bishop. But we learned a lot from him. That was part of my energy. He was part of my energy. True brotherhood. True brotherhood for all.
He here with us. On every show.
He taught, Maurice did, and he elevated. And some of his teachings are still there. Go ahead, Jenny.
He mentored a lot of guys, a lot of people coming up, and it was success that came out of it. But I wanted to go back to what you said about, some of the, you were protecting yourself through the brotherhood, but you know what? I always feel like no matter good or bad, people come in your life for a reason.
Yeah.
You may not know what the reason is. It could be teaching you what to do. It could be teaching you what not to do. But they come through there for a reason, and they may not have to stay there. You may look back at some of those brothers that, you know, you interacted with back then, and some of them are probably not in your life now because they were just there to me to prune. I think people come in to prune your life, to prune it in some kind of way or fertilize it in some kind of way. And you're going to come out with some type of cheap teaching. I've come across people that rubbed me the wrong way, or, you know, I felt like they were trying to take advantage in some kind of way. But in the end, I know that I learned something from it. It may be to look out for this, look out for that, or it may be to do that and enhance it more. And so I never feel like people come in your life that shouldn't be there. I think there's a lesson to learn from every person that you touch.
You're right.
Well, Greg, I'll say when it comes to brotherhood and the things you did, I mean, you did though. I mean, look at me and you. I mean, right now, back, I mean, I was like a mentee, you know, when I first met you over 20 years ago.
Right.
And then look how you brought me within, and right, I'm right here on Dope Living TV.
And doing other things outside of Dope Living TV. It's about accountability.
Right. Got melanin, breaking melanin marriage, epilepsy, enlightenment, and you had your hands in all that. And I thank you.
You're doing your thing, man. You're doing your thing, and you're supposed to. Just as Gina was doing her thing. But you know, I built my strength about keeping myself accountable because, as Gina said, you know, people come into your lives. There's a saying where they say people come into your lives for a season. Right. So if that season changes, you got to let them go. But I try to surround myself, which I put in the book as well, with men and women who challenge me and push me to be better. All right. That one right there will challenge you every day. I come to her, I ask her now more questions than I have before and talk to her a little bit more than I have. There's been several things that have been going on in these 7 years where I'd say, Gina, am I wrong? And you got to be able to have somebody that can say, yeah, you were. You know, I don't care what position you think you're in, but yeah, you were wrong. You know, you've done the same thing. And with you, man, you know, you never wanted to hang out. You wanted to learn. You know what I'm saying? That's true brotherhood. The strength of your brotherhood is measured by how many people you lift up, how many people you mentor, how many people you guide, how many people of the next generation that you show how to navigate life with a purpose.
And you have touched many. And I'm just letting you know that.
Don't say it like that.
You have, man. You have. Look at Sino. I mean, look, it's so many people in Gary doing things and just letting it know, because I come from that generation. You touched a lot of people with 925. Yeah. You gave people a vision to say, I can do this.
I appreciate that as well, man. I don't like.
I mean, I hear you, but I'm just telling you the truth. In that book, it explains. Yeah. And I'm just a product of that.
And I did that book again because Gina mentioned. I kept saying, people keep asking me. Gina said, do it. Don't talk about it, be about it. And I did. What's going on? What's going on, man?
Well, you know what? One of the best things about the book is it's not overwhelming. It's a very short read. You don't have to figure out, okay, when am I going to have time to read this? You can sit down for about 10 minutes and be done with it and get a lot out of it. And those are the kind of books a lot of people like to put their hands on because, you know, people don't have time for anything anymore.
Right.
People are going and going and going. They're moving here. They're doing this. They're doing that. And so people don't read as much as they did back in the day. You know, that's just the truth of it. I talk to a lot of people that say, you know, I don't even read. I don't read. And that's okay. But this is something that you could pick up and be done with in no time. And to be able to give a message in that short of a time frame, it really impressed me. You know, it really did.
And it's hard to impress Gina, y'all.
It's really impactful. I mean, it was impactful in a short amount of time.
And that's what she told me, and that's what made me really happy, okay? I didn't want to write a long-ass book. I didn't, okay? Even though some of the moments, some of the experiences, it would take a long time for me to read, to write this book. But then I thought about, let me get some key points that help me lift. You know, Rachel Gary was one of those people that told me about a process and mapping out some stuff, okay? But let me get some things that are going to kind of pinpoint some top moments in my life where I made changes, where I said, okay, this I have to do, this I left out a lot, I'm not going to lie, because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I could have named names. I didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings. There was a lot of things that happened that I should have known better, but I let this person or these people get into my head because I'm trying to help. Can't help everybody. Cannot help everybody. And that's part of that.
You can't take everybody with you.
No, you can't. Yeah, simple as that. You can't take everybody with you. But you got to learn who you can. You got to sift through that. And now I think I'm seasoned enough I'll have the conversation. Conversation can be had, but at the end of the conversation, I'll decide whether or not I can move forward with you or not. You know, and it's been something, man. Tiffany, my cousin, I love my cousin. What's going on, Tiff? Appreciate you most definitely. Okay. Bobby says, Rachel Gary, your impact and care during my Valley season is priceless. Keep your eyes on me. Rachel says, short and to the point is best. It is.
And that's what it was, Greg, because I swear when I got to the end, I was actually looking for a couple more chapters. Because I'm like, man, I'm at the end already.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I was looking for a couple more chapters because Gina gave the most gracious, significant, most powerful word when she said, it is short and impactful. Because that is what it is.
And again, I didn't expect any major expectations from it. I just wanted to get it out and let Gina know, yeah, Gina, I wrote a book. I wrote the book. All right. That was basically my thing. Gina said, okay. And Rachel at the same time, okay, you got to promote it. Now it's sold. I only charged $4 for it. It sold quite a bit. All right. But I didn't push it. And this is not, I'm not pushing it here either. We're just talking about the process and some of the people that helped it.
I don't see anything wrong with pushing it.
Well, I'm pushing
it. It's a conversation too. I don't know why he keeps saying I don't want to push it. It's a book and people need it, so why not push it? What's wrong with that?
$4 read that's worth $40. Grab it. It's impactful.
Yes, I love doing it, and I'm telling you, man, I love the fact that Gina liked the book and Rachel liked the book and you liked the book. I love that. That's what got me. I don't care if anybody else. And Natalie loved the book as well. I think Bobby said she liked it too.
It seems like everybody that read it loved it. So guaranteed the ones that purchased it that don't know you, they also loved it because it's impactful.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about doing inviting authors to D&K to sell their books. I know a way that you could sell that book, even though it's what is it, online?
Yeah, I know. I got to get some hard copies.
Paperback.
Yeah, but it is a good way to sell it. I mean, we could talk about that, but I could tell you a way that you can actually sell that book for $4 and not have a physical book.
We're going to talk about it.
It's possible.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so, yeah.
Basically, I wanted to close the book trying to be impactful, Steve. And I said something, and a couple of people that read it questioned that because they didn't read the rest of it. I said the world doesn't need more successful men. It needs more balanced, more healed, and more present men.
I love that. When I read it, I was like, yeah, that's a good one. I had to look again and say, Greg Gray? Oh, okay.
It's like Gina, right?
I told you. I told him. I said you didn't write this.
Right.
I'm telling you,
Look, I seen.
I'm like, this ain't this. I'm like, okay. This right
again,
here must be Gregory. That must
again,
be
I'm
Gregory.
one way. I am one way here. I'm laughing, I'm joking. I'm always telling jokes, buffoon. Gotta talk about relationships that don't work and this and that. I do all of that. But when I'm serious, and Steve knows as well, when I'm serious, you can't fuck with me. When I'm serious, I'm serious.
Yeah, you
And
are. That's true.
you know, it's a thing about, and again, peace and power. I know when to turn them off and on now. Okay, so the lessons from this book, I want everybody, when you read this book, if you read this book, is to, number one, learn to lead men, lead with peace. Number two, protect your energy. It's so important to protect your energy. It's a lot of stuff out there that doesn't need to be around you. Protect your energy. Build your home and business with intention. Do it intentionally. Do not just marry somebody and do this, and do it with intention. Have a purpose. Have a goal as you get married, because this is your partner. This is who you're going to be with, okay? And most importantly, really, take care of your health. You are nothing if you get to that burnout stage and you let it take over. Take care of your health. And I close the book by saying, small steps today leave huge footprints tomorrow. Walk tall. You got peace and power. Now live like you got peace and power. Let's do that, all right?
I love one other thing you said. Let them know what you said about they means and they morals. Let them know that.
I forgot. What is it, man?
You say don't live. You said live below your means, but not below your morals.
Morals. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Because again, wanting to be with the Joneses, you are always trying to do. They got that Cadillac, you want the Cadillac GTS or whatever. Okay, they got the Range Rover, you want the damn Range Rover exclusive. Okay, live like you live. Okay, but keep your faith. You know what I mean? Keep your faith. God don't mean for us to, whatever God has in store for us, we're going to get it, period. All right? But you got to be open. Number one, keep your morals. Like I said, keep your morals. All right? You don't have to go out there and do nothing crazy in order to succeed, period. You don't. And like I said, I turn when the business comes, I turn off. I turn all of this laughter and all this stuff off, and I listen. Somebody was talking the other day, and I said so forgive me. I said forgive me again. They were talking about, they go in and they want everybody to know they know what they're talking about. So they go in and they talking. When I go into a room, I'm listening. I'll state my name, but I'm listening to everything everyone is saying. The loudest freaking person in the room is the dumbest person in the room to me, okay? Because you're trying to get people to see you. You don't need to be seen in order to be heard all the time. You don't. That's why I a long time ago I created the moniker, take small steps, leave huge footprints. You ain't got to say nothing. Your brand, your persona, everything speaks for itself when you walk in that room. Of course, you're going to introduce yourself, but by the time you leave out of there, everybody's, you got a card, you got a card, you got a card. Everybody's going to want to be around you. Because why? You took care of your peace and your power. That's all I got, y'all. Thank you, Gina. That's my sister right there. She'll tell me when I'm wrong, and she will tell me when I'm right, okay? And her snapping, she like that. You like that closing, didn't you? She liked that. Yeah. So that
was good. That was real good.
That's all it is. That's how I create it, though. That's how I create my peace and power. I just live a peaceful life. I got a beautiful connection with my son. We have a wonderful connection with the man above. I love my brothers, my blood brothers, as well as the brothers that I've created. A lot of those brothers that are gone. And when I say gone, they're not in that circle anymore. I appreciate everything that you did in my journey, and I hope your journey is going well. I wanted to give a shout out to a whole lot of people, but I'm not going to do that either. Or you know who you are. You know who you are. So again, let's just create peace and power for ourselves, and that way we can live a better life. I mean, I don't feel too much of anything negative. And believe me, these people know I'm going through things. My mom has dementia. It's really a rough situation. I've had a couple of friends that passed recently. You know, my brother Mo was a huge loss. We all go through things. But how do we cope and how do we recover from that hurt, from that pain? We have to know who we are, and we have to create our peace and power within ourselves. Steve, what you got, man? We got to get out of here.
Well, I'm just letting it be known, man, you recovered greatly because, like you say, I knew you a long time, G. I seen you go through some things, and when I seen you again, I seen an awesome man who was an awesome man then, but like you said, with more peace and more power. And I mean, you know, every day it is what it is because God is love and love is God. And that brings that peace, that patience, the power, the balance of life. So you hit it all, G.
Appreciate that, bro. God is love, love is God. My sister Gina.
You did an awesome job. I'm with Natalie when you going to write this.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna put that up there. You gonna write Sticky Love now?
Oh no, we don't need one of them.
Natalie, please don't pull him into the romance category, please. It won't be the same as yours.
It ain't gonna be romantic.
We'll do it. No, it ain't gonna be romantic.
It ain't gonna be romantic.
It's gonna be stanky.
It's gonna be stanky love.
She put the I in there. You gotta erase that I. It's the A. Change that I to an A. It's gonna be stanky love. These Starks, we love you too. Now, Gina, I didn't tell you and Steve this, okay, but the D Stark Show is going to be celebrating their 500th anniversary, 500th show anniversary on the 22nd of August. It's going to be at the Loft. If you open the door, it's going to be. I'm just joking, there. It's, the 22nd. It's going to be from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I believe. Okay. At that same time, the 1500th show of Dope Living is going to share the stage as well. We're going to do our 1500. August. I didn't. You know, I can't. Gina, check your calendar.
I already know I may not be there. I'm taking the girls back to Virginia around that time.
Well, D,
when you said that, I'm like, wow, you choose the funniest dates.
D chose that.
The funniest dates.
D chose that one. So D Stark, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it y'all 500 because Gina has to be at the 1500.
Yeah,
has to be.
So we're gonna keep the 500. We're gonna celebrate the 500 show. Steve and I are gonna be on stage hosting that show for you. Okay. At the Loft, it's already.
I didn't even know they were in this area.
Who? They're not, but they come in here.
Okay.
Some of the guys are in the area, but D Stark.
I haven't got a chance to meet them face to face yet.
Wow. You haven't because you weren't at the. You weren't at the.
I wasn't at the. I wasn't even at the live. Live show that you guys did together.
Yeah. Great
that
group
was
of people,
a couple of years ago.
Well, he's trimmed down. Some of those people aren't there. The core people, Jordan and D are there, but they got 2 other people. Fantastic chemistry. It's great. One dude wear a hat or whatever you want to call it.
Everyone's coming from the D Stark show.
Yeah, man. Everybody will be there.
Well, I'll be
August
there.
August 27th, 22nd, 22.
August 22nd.
5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. August the 22nd. Correct me if I'm wrong, D Starks, but it's August the 22nd.
That's my son's birthday. That's my son. So I plan on being in. I want to be down there for his birthday.
That's cool. We'll plan ours another time, 1500, and invite the D Stark show to come through there. Matter of fact, D, you can host ours. How about that? I'm hosting yours. You host ours. We'll be there.
That's gonna be awesome, D.
Yeah. That's what we do here, though, man.
They like them styrofoam cups too.
Ah,
I know he's gonna have his stuff in his hand.
you already know D Stark's gonna be doing this thing. D gonna be. That's why he asked me to host, because he ain't gonna be able to host. He's gonna be drunk. I'm just saying, it's a happy occasion. 500 shows. Y'all remember when we did 500? We didn't have a party, but it's my fault. We did 1,000. But that's okay. 1,500, we good. And honestly, everybody, we probably done more than 1,500. I lost count a long time ago, but it's somewhere in the general range of that. So
he probably like 1739.
We go 1739. We're gonna claim it. We're gonna claim it and do that. Yes, August 22nd, D Stark show. And immediately after this show, actually check out the D Stark show. Go to that page and check him out. He's there. The whole crew is going to be there. And I thank you guys for appreciating and supporting everything that we do at Dope Living TV. Anywhere from the Distinguished Authors Guild to Gray Matters to the Rewind to Epilepsy, Enlightenment, all of this, man, look, we do all of this stuff. And Gina said it perfectly. It ain't about us. It ain't for us. It's for you guys. It's for you guys. What you got tonight, D Starks? He said we got a good one tonight. What is it about? He sent me something. I don't have my other phone with me. What did anybody see that?
I think he sent me something too earlier.
I think I
didn't get anything.
A lady. Okay, a lady is married, and getting married, and she wants to invite her ex to the wedding. If I'm not mistaken, is that correct?
Oh, yeah. My fiance is upset with me because I invited my ex-boyfriend to our wedding. Am I wrong, or does he need to grow up?
Hell,
I'm gonna leave.
And she gonna be on the show. She better dodge them daggers.
She said she gonna be on the show. I don't think she gonna be on the show. I don't know, but yeah, she's wrong. She's wrong.
She better dodge them daggers.
She said he told me he don't want to be around no man I had sexual relationship with. Hey, wait till you see that cousin, but you never see the auntie he belonged to.
I mean, he's an ex, but you still want to invite him. So evidently, you still got feelings about this.
You're still in contact with him.
You're still in contact with him. You got feelings about this dude. So how am I supposed to feel when he say I got to go to the bathroom, and then you say, man, I got to go to the bathroom, and y'all.
I'm to feel on your bachelorette night, and I don't know where you're at, but you want this man? I mean, it's no.
The Stark show, man. Y'all check it out immediately after this. Okay, 3 minutes it'll be on, but we gonna get out of here 3 minutes early, I guess, because all the other times we be 10 minutes late. Okay, we're gonna try to keep it right. We'll be all right. All right. Anyway, tomorrow, Thursday, y'all know what time that is. It's time for the relationship. Oh, I'm on the wrong day.
You on the wrong day. I'm glad I clocked in. We got them CEO nuggets. That's Coach Rachel L. Gary coming on tomorrow. So
that's what we
y'all be ready for it.
That's what we got. Natalie said, she said that's a bad idea. Don't invite that sucker. Because if something go down and Natalie there, she gonna write about it. But anyway, that'll be a good scenario for you. They got these little things on these little stories. I subscribe to one. It's called Pocket FM. Man, I subscribed to that, listening to the story. At first it started getting good, but then I subscribed, and now it's just it's not worth it.
That's not a scenario, that's a situation.
When they pull you in with that, bro, you don't they got me once and I was all into the story, and then to see the ending, go to my page and subscribe and pay $10.99 or something, and I was like, y'all got me. I'm not doing that anymore.
And I'm like, I haven't looked at it since then. Mm-hmm. We'll be all right.
They get you with that.
Steve, did you get that script?
Yes.
What you think, man? Yeah, y'all go through that script. Gina, I forgot to send you the script. Gina, I don't want you in the movie. Gina always got to be my producing partner, okay? But we're going to be doing a movie.
I was wondering what did you have me cast at?
You're Malcolm.
Okay.
You're the lead character.
All right.
But I'm gonna send you the script, Gina. You check it out, okay? Gina, I don't want Gina in the movie. I want Gina to produce it, to help me produce it, as we always do. So we gone, y'all. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Rachel L. Gary, the why do I want to keep saying the relationship? The leadership coach will be here, and y'all know I'm a griller. She got to get grilled in order to make sure that you guys are getting the right person for the job.
Exactly.
So I'm a griller. So far, she hasn't failed. So we'll see. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Gina might not be on. Gina's been busy. I knew Gina would come on today because we're talking about something that she knows better than us, okay? But Gina's been really, 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 really busy because a lot of people have asked, where's Gina? Did you get rid of her too, Greg? No, I didn't get rid of Gina. I can't get rid of Gina. That would be sacrilegious, all right? I can't get rid of Gina. So, hey, no. Gina is really, 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 really busy. She got a lot of stuff going on. So when she's not here, understand. We've checked on her. She's well, but she hasn't gone. She dope living. She bleed dope living, even if she ain't got no t-shirt or no 1500 show. She gonna get it though. She had it. No, Gina had a t-shirt, but for some reason, part of it was missing.
How old was that t-shirt?
Since the inception.
It's 1,499 shows ago. 1,499 shows ago.
Ago. Many shows. Many moons ago.
But she wore it.
Till the letters fell off.
She had the Miley shirt.
And wait a minute, I gotta give it to sis though. When the letters fell out, she still wore it. Okay, she still wore
I did. It wasn't even Dope Living. What was it? I can't even remember what it came out to.
What did it say? Oak Van.
It didn't even say Dope Living anymore.
She had it. So yes, new shirts are coming. Dope Living TV Live. We'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, peace.
Whether in the house or outside, you know that we gon' do it. Make a wrong decision, turn around and still get through it. When you say the name, you know it's us and what we doing. So turn it on and let the bass get booming. Yeah. Dope Living TV, Dope Living TV, Dope Living TV, Dope Living TV, yeah. We got it all. Come and see. Yeah. Oh.